Hi, I'm Joanne from the Full Spectrum Centre Limited, an award-winning wellness and vocational training centre, and you're listening to the Full Spectrum Wellness Podcast. This show is all about physical, mental, emotional and spiritual wellness, and it's for people who are looking to improve their overall health and well-being. Each week, I'll share with you all the positive takeaways, tools, techniques and tips that I've gathered in both my personal and professional wellness journey that will help you to look, feel and be well. With a dose of motivation and meditation to keep you going, I'll be joined by a few friends who will be sharing their insights along the way too. Welcome to episode 35 of our Full Spectrum Wellness Podcast. I'm so happy and excited to be back here with you for our 35th episode. And today I'm really excited to introduce you to the amazing Vicky Durward. Vicky's a fellow complementary therapist, but she also runs and owns a villa rental business over in Cyprus and has recently joined forces with her best friend Vanessa, running retreats across Europe and internationally. And I cannot wait for the day that I can get on a plane and go to one of their retreats. Vicky's passion is to help women from the inside out, holding a safe space for women by providing either a restorative or therapeutic treatment that aids in the body's natural healing process and reconnecting the person as a whole. And I cannot wait to share her wellness journey with you. Welcome, Vicky, to our Full Spectrum Wellness Podcast.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Jo. I really am.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so excited to have a chat with you today.
Oh, me too.
I'm going to dive right in. I want to know, what does the word wellness mean to you?
So it's changed over the years. I would say it used to mean to me more like on a physical level and how a person would look. But now for me personally, it means like more on the inside wellness. So, mentally, spiritually, physically as well. Mm-hmm. That's what it means to me.
Good.
Having healthy habits on a daily basis, listening to yourself, listening to those messages that come through, and just being kind to yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? We're often not kind to ourselves.
No, definitely not.
What are you passionate about in life?
Ooh, I love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I love listening to stories, life stories. I'm a really good listener. Just anything that helps anybody feel better.
Yeah. And is that how you became interested in holistic therapy?
To be honest with you, it's a bit of a long story really, but I've always been interested in health and wellness. It sort of stems back really to childhood, I suppose, having a difficult childhood. So I always knew there was a better way. How did I first get? My first sort of interest was maybe with, I had counselling, also hypnotherapy to help me. And then it was a very, very good friend who put me in for a Reiki treatment. I was in a really dark place not a couple of years ago, it's quite a while ago now, mentally and physically. I was just really lost. And she put me in for a Reiki treatment, something that I'd never had before. And I was able to, during the treatment, I was able to feel safe in my body. And I cried. I cried a lot, and that's something I never did. Never did. Yeah, so that was it. And then I was on the hunt then. I was searching and I found you.
Yay!
And the rest is history.
Yeah. So for our listeners that don't know, Vicky is actually one of our graduates. So she is a fully qualified complementary therapist now, just from having that one Reiki treatment.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of.
it. Yeah, and the Reiki
Same
treatment
thing.
wasn't even in this country, it was in Cyprus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I came back to England, I was just on the search then for a Reiki master.
Mhm.
I did quite a bit of research what Reiki was, and then I looked for a Reiki master, and my search was over when I found you, because we just connected straight away, didn't we, Joe?
Yeah, I think the universe is very clever at matching the right people with the right
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got me on all levels, you could see on all levels you got me. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's so
Yeah.
important when you're choosing a Reiki
Mm,
master to do that journey with you. You've got to feel comfortable.
absolutely.
So were you living in Cyprus at the time that you had the Reiki treatment?
No, we'd lived in Cyprus for a few years, and then we came back to the UK due to family reasons. We
Yeah.
loved our life in Cyprus, but we came back because we missed the family.
Yeah.
And it was at that point then I was really, really low. I was just lost in direction, what to do. I just went really deep down.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, it was a really good friend who booked me in for a treatment. I went over for a weekend over in Cyprus because she's a really good friend, and she booked me in for a treatment while I was there.
So you knew nothing about what it was or what it
Nothing
entailed?
about it. No. I
Wow.
just sort of started venturing, sort of reading into things like The Secret,
Yeah.
them type of books, Esther Hicks.
Yeah.
So I was open, and and that was my first treatment, and then I came back and searched for a Reiki teacher, and there you
Wow.
are. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that dark period that you went through, had you been prone to kind of depression in the past, or did that just come completely out of the blue?
No. I wouldn't say depression, anxiety. I've always been
Yeah.
hyper vigilant. So I came from a background of child abuse,
Mhm.
mentally and physically, very toxic upbringing. So I was always looking for a safe place
Yeah.
to be. I didn't understand love. I could never receive love. I could give it, which is quite, I suppose, quite unusual, but I just couldn't receive it at all.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't know how to give a hug.
Mhm.
I really didn't. And well, no, I knew how to give a hug. I didn't know how to receive one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would freeze.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to react to it. I would never cry, ever. The shutters would always be up,
Yeah.
protection mode all the time. Yeah.
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 And I think that's why we connected on all levels, because I have a very similar background. So I come from a background of physical sexual abuse,
Yes. Yeah.
and then toxicity in the family as well. So that it just helps when you know you're not alone and you
Yeah,
recognize
definitely.
that in somebody,
Absolutely.
and then you
Because
feel safe.
growing up with it, you feel that it's normal and that everybody else is going through this. And
Mhm.
then when you actually sort of step out and speak to people, it's like, that is not normal what you've been through,
Yeah.
and this is why you're feeling how you're feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. And the physical contact is a massive issue. Like you say, you're very good at I think we're very good at putting a mask on to kind of
Yes.
protect that
Yes.
everything's okay and
Yeah.
we're a normal person.
Yeah.
But then it's okay to give. But then when somebody steps in that boundary of giving to you, it's kind of like, whoa. I know for me, for a long time, if somebody just brushed past me and just accidentally touched me, it would send shivers. And
Yes. Yeah.
receiving hugs it has been very difficult over the years until you do that inner work.
Yeah. And
And that's
now I give
so
everybody
important.
a hug and I receive
Yeah.
hugs all the time. I'm like, hug.
And it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah. And now I cry. I love
Yeah.
crying.
It's good for the soul, apparently.
It is. Yeah, it's a cleanser, isn't it? Good wash.
Would you say those are some of the biggest challenges that you faced coming to terms
Yeah,
with what
definitely.
happened?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely. Learning how to let go. to be safe in my body. Confidence has been a massive issue for me.
Has yoga helped you do that?
Yes, it has. Yoga and breath work.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And ice baths, because I've done the ice baths.
Yeah, you did that recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
How was that for the first time?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I've done it a few times now. So I try and bring it in to my sort of daily practice and have a cold shower. Well, I won't start off with a cold shower, don't get me wrong. I'll always end with at least a minute of it. Just helps to reset. Yeah.
But it's also really good for releasing trauma from the body.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I remember listening to a podcast actually about ice baths. And the first few ice baths that I'd done had always gone into the bath, holding my breath, and then like sort of clenching my fists and getting in and closing my eyes. And then this guy, somebody, I think it's from the Peak District, he said, try and embrace the ice bath with your eyes wide open, with your hands open, and just allow that cold to go through the body.
And what difference did that make when you tried that?
Massive difference. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love that. So that's really helped me.
I'm a bit mardy. I know the benefits of it, but it's like getting in the swimming pool, isn't it? You just like one toe, one foot.
Absolutely. You wouldn't get me in a swimming pool if it's cold. You really wouldn't. But I think doing the ice baths where you're doing the breath work first, you're doing some yoga, some meditation, they get you ready to step into it. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've found your passion for helping people. You found a way to help people and ignite that passion. So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a holistic therapist and setting up your business. So you're in Denton in Manchester.
That's right.
I work Harmony and Balance, which I love.
That's correct. Yeah.
So
I work from my garden studio. So I qualified, I think was it 2016, 2017? I can't remember. With massage, wasn't it? And I think Reiki. And during that, from that sort of qualification, from gaining that qualification, I held down 2 jobs as well. So the villa rental, which is over in Cyprus, and an office job. And I did that for a while, but I just knew in my heart that wasn't, I just didn't want to be in the office anymore. But continued down that path because of financial reasons. And it actually was last year. I had a bit of burnout, really, spinning too many plates, and I took the big step.
Leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Yeah, again, it's down to self-confidence. It's that belief that I can do this. I've built up a nice client base around the area. I don't really have to advertise a lot. My clients recommend me. Yeah. So it was just believing in myself that I could do this. And I took the leap of faith in December.
And how's it been?
And now I do it full time. Do you know what? It's been the best thing I've ever done. Really has. Really has. Really has. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like work, Jo. It really doesn't.
It's not, but that's the danger, isn't it? It's a slippery slope. I was talking to Michelle on one of our other podcasts, and when you work for yourself, it's you've got to be really disciplined and not end up working crazy hours. Because it isn't like, I mean, if I did 10 massages in a day, I'd be tired. But
oh God, absolutely, 5 is my max, and I am wiped right out if I do 5.
But really it's not like going in an office where most of the time you don't want to go in, you don't really like your job. We've got a completely different experience because we love what we do. I could sit with clients all day long.
Oh God, absolutely.
And I do really long hours. I love it. In fact, I had a conversation with my friend Alex the other day, who did the project with us on the digital sound bath. I actually spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he was like, "So you really need to work less hours, and find your passions and do your passions." I'm like, but I do my passion every day. Yeah. He's like, yeah, we do need to do something else. I love
I
it.
live and breathe this. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Sometimes I'm in the garden studio until like 9, 9:30 at night. And I'm like, all right, I'm wiped out after the end of the day, but I just go to bed and I'm just really grateful for the women that I've met and helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stories that you
Oh
hear.
my God. Absolutely. Every day. I can't say there's a day I go without honestly being taken to my knees by some of the stories that
Yeah.
are shared with me, you know?
Yeah.
And
But
that's
I
really
think
humbling, that.
it is, but
Yeah.
then seeing the transformation in those women,
Yeah.
and sometimes you haven't even laid your hands on them. Sometimes it's just that consultation period where you're just chatting and they're just able to speak. I always say to my clients, it's very different when a friend says to you, how are you? They don't really want to know the answer to that. They're just being polite most of the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we ask you, we really want to know, because that helps us to help you in the best way
Yeah.
possible. So
That's it. And it's just observing the body language and
yeah,
everything, you know, we can sort of build up a picture, can't we? And see how we can help them. Like you
yeah.
say, without even hands on.
No, and you said it right at the beginning. It's finding that safe space. And for a lot of people, they can't talk to friends or family, or they haven't even
No.
got friends or family to talk to about it. And they
Yeah.
don't feel safe opening up. But we provide a space where, you know, going back to talking about working all the time, and my clients go, oh, you don't get tired. No, I'm sat in a room with colour therapy lights, incense burning,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
lovely music playing. It
Listen.
charges me up. That's my
Yeah.
sanctuary.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I you're flying now, so you're full time, you're
Full
loving your work.
time. Yeah.
What was the
Love it.
jump between the Reiki and then the physical aspect of massage? How did that come about? Or was it just a natural progression?
I think it was a natural progression, but I think I was about 19, maybe 20,
Hmm.
and I did a little short evening class. And it was like an introduction to aromatherapy and
Hmm.
massage. So I tried probably about a 6-week course, something like
Hmm.
that. And then obviously, I never did anything with it. So it just felt natural to go down that route. It's something
Yeah.
that I'd sort of tried and that I'd enjoyed at that time. So I thought, let's try this.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I really did. And receiving and giving is so good. Receiving a massage is amazing. But
It
giving
is.
is, I actually go into that trance, you know.
Yeah, it is now for me, but I'll share a little funny story. It wasn't funny at the time, it was quite
Yeah.
traumatizing, but it's funny when I look back on it now. I used to go to a spa in Staffordshire with my mum. It was a residential, and you'd never really spoke to a therapist. Like, we do the consultation with our clients, but there you check in with the nurse and you tell her what you're having done, and she goes away and checks that that's okay. And so the therapist basically comes and collects you from the treatment collection room and then takes you to your treatment and then drops you back off again. And I don't know why, but I'd sort of gone booked myself in for this massage, not even thinking about it, because I'd never had, this is way before I did my training, like gotta be 25, 30 years ago. But never had a massage in my life. Obviously, touch was a big issue for me. So why I didn't think to
Yeah.
myself, this is really not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I can remember the therapist this day, and I would always go back to her every time we went. She was called Sally W, because there's a couple of Sallys, so we always use W as her surname. And she was lovely, bless her, she was great. Got on the table and she did my back. And the first time she put her hands on me, I literally jumped off the table and
Did
did
you
like a little
really?
scream. And she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But then the whole rest of the massage, I was so tense, because it was like,
Oh, bless.
that's the first time
You'd receive touch
touch
in
for
that
me
way.
was like,
Yeah.
but the power in that, because the
Yeah.
next time we went, that's the first thing I booked in for. So it kind of released a lot of trauma from my muscle memory.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we hold so much, don't we, inside the
Yeah.
body? It's cellular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And years later, when I did my training, you kind of read about these things, but I had real life experience of that. I'd already experienced the power of just letting go and knowing that you're in that safe space. And I think a lot of people think massage is just, releasing tension from your muscles, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
For me, that
Yeah.
was a massive shift for my trauma work.
Yeah, because quite a few of my clients have been quite emotional after massage as well.
Yeah.
They've let go and cried. It's normal, isn't it? To do
Yeah.
that. I've done that during yoga with hip work and broke down crying. It's crazy where it goes, where it holds. Sorry, yeah,
absolutely. So we talked about how it's a slippery slope when you work for yourself, that you can end up working crazy hours. How do you find that work-life balance? Or do you not?
Before I didn't, hence why I had burnout. But now, it just doesn't feel like work, to be honest with you. It really does. All right, if I don't look after my posture during a massage, then I'll definitely know about it by the end of the day. 100%. I remember that with learning with you. It was the posture police.
Indeed, I am a posture police.
But I just try. I always make sure that I take time out for myself. That is a big plus. And have time for the family. On a Sunday, we have time out. So that's that, and friends as well. So
that's so important, isn't it? Having that, because we're humans are creatures of habit, but they crave connection.
Oh my God, connection! Yeah,
it's so important that we have that connection with friends and family, and get out and about.
Definitely important.
You've got a grandchild, haven't you?
I have got a little granddaughter.
How has she changed your life? Because she's like a little bundle of energy.
Oh my God, she's plugged in overnight, that girl. If you could bottle up what she's got, you'd be a millionaire. You really would. and actually, when Hannah asked me to be her birthing partner, which was at St. Mary's, and the labour room was all lovely lights and gorgeous music. It was lovely. So there was just me and Hannah. It was actually during the lockdown. And I say to Hannah that she had a Reiki labour and a Reiki birth.
So you were given a Reiki while she was...
Absolutely,
Wow. I mean, that's special to be a birthing partner anyway, but then to add that into the mix, that's so special, isn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the most life-changing moments I had to be at the birth. It really was. It was a beautiful gift. Really was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And great that St. Mary's are open to...
Yeah, absolutely. It was lovely to see. I was like, this is so good. To have those lovely lights and the music, and the midwives were lovely. Obviously, it was at a time which was really difficult. It was it the first lockdown? It was 2020 when she was born. So it was the first lockdown.
You literally couldn't go anywhere or be with anyone.
Absolutely. And I was lucky to be allowed to be at the birth, to be fair. Well, I think they let you in when you were so many centimetres dilated. So,
Wow.
I know.
And how has she changed your life now that she's here?
Oh, she's brought back so many memories of bringing up children. Being a small age. From the meltdowns to singing nursery rhymes. I've remembered so many nursery rhymes. But it's nice. We can dance in the kitchen and we can play dollies and things like that. It's really nice.
Has that brought your inner child out?
It has, actually, because I didn't really, not going too much back into the past, but I didn't play as a child. I really didn't. I was, I was too scared to. I had to be doing things in the house, like cleaning the house, and that's even from a small age. So I didn't know how to play,
Oh, wow. So she's taught you really
She's taught me how to play. Yeah, which is lovely. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And how old is she now?
She's nearly 3 in December.
Wow. Terrible threes are coming.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Try some, what do they call it? Terrible twos and try some three. I can't remember anyway, but definitely, yeah.
Does she let you do Reiki on her now? No, she had it.
I will. Yeah, she, when I'm getting her ready for bed, if she has a sleepover, then I'll do a little bit of Reiki. Yeah.
Kids really respond to it, don't they? So.
Oh God, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, she actually, when she'll let me do a little massage on her back as well. And then when I stop, she puts my hand back.
That's a bit like my dogs do that.
Yeah, do they?
You stop, they're like,
start again. Yeah.
And what do you do to de-stress? What are your go-to things?
Go-to things, nature,
Mm.
100% nature. So I'll take myself for a walk. I love being around this. I love being near the sea. If I can't get to the sea, any sort of water, a stream, a river, trees, breath work, cold shower, dancing in my kitchen. Put the music on and dance. Yeah, just to release that energy that's stuck there. Yeah, having a good shake like a dog does, shaking it off.
Yeah. We can learn so much from dogs. They're so intelligent and very good at managing their stress.
Yeah, aren't they just? Like Lola, she comes across another dog or that's, got energy that doesn't match hers.
Yeah.
She will shake it off. And it's like, God, this is like completely natural. Why are we not doing those things? Yeah.
We are the only sort of creatures on the planet that hold on to stuff. Like if I take Rosie out in the park and there's loads of squirrels and she chases a squirrel up a tree, that squirrel doesn't talk about it 3 weeks. So 12 months later going, oh, that dog nearly ate me on the park. They just survive, they let go of it, they're off the,
That's it. They shake it off and get on with the day.
Yeah, but we just hold on to stuff. We need to be more dog.
Absolutely, yeah. I like to read.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts. Take a hot bath. I love a hot bath.
Yeah. Put the candles on. Nice bubble bath.
I love it that hot where you're like.
Yeah, I'm like that. I can't get into a warm bath. It's got to be like mega hot.
Yeah.
And then you always feel a bit sick when you get out.
Oh, I have to sit on the side for 5 minutes, then get back in again.
Well, you should get in the hot and then jump in a cold shower straight after. That's really good for you.
Yeah. I've not tried that.
What does your daily self-care routine look like?
I'm a definitely go to bed person. Go to bed early person.
Yeah.
So I like that. I try and have a good sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
So try not to have any blue light in the room, have it as dark as possible. I'll read before bed because I have suffered with my sleep over the years. So for me, that's a massive, big thing that I do.
Yeah.
I will try and eat as healthy as possible, but I'm not super strict with myself, but try not to eat processed food and cook, from scratch.
Yeah.
Drink water, walk. I'll take the dog for a walk every day. What else do I like to do in the morning to set myself up? I have like a list of things, but sort of not be over focused on I have to get these things done today. Yeah, I'll just, if I get them done, I get them done, and not be like overly
you're not pressuring yourself.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Where does meditation fit in?
Oh, first thing in the morning, even if it's just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And in my treatment room before I start the day in there, I always do a short meditation. And then I'm meditating half the time during bloody treatments anyway.
It's so easy to slip into that brainwave pattern, isn't it? When, like we say, we've got the music, we've got the lighting, you're just in the flow with the movement.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not work, is it?
I know. Carl always takes the mickey out of me. He says, you just go, you go about your day doing your oms.
Is that what you think you do all day?
Honestly, he thinks I just all day.
Nothing wrong with that. It's really good for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. What would you say are the most important lessons that you've learned in life so far?
My lessons, self-confidence, self-belief, stepping into my fear, still working on that one.
Yeah.
And that I can't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, again, going back to childhood, it was that trying to control situations.
Yeah.
But I can't, you just can't. So to now, for me, it's just controlling how I feel, and how I react. And life is short, Joe.
It is
It
very
really
short.
is. Yeah. Last year I lost a friend. She was 49.
Yeah.
And it really hit me, actually, because it was a few months before her 50th birthday. And it just reiterated how short life is.
Yeah.
And you've just got to try and grasp it and enjoy. Life is a continual climbing up and down of a mountain, isn't it? It's not all fairy tale, is it?
No, but then we wouldn't learn if it was.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Some of the hardest lessons are literally the hardest lessons, but they're the best ones.
Aren't they? Yeah, when you can look back and reflect and think that was the best lesson I could have received. Yeah. And it's being aware of that, isn't it? That it is a lesson. Yeah.
But then that's where your meditation comes in, because that gives you that reflection time.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out in nature and just switching off the busy mind that kind of distracts us from what we need to be looking at.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I love those lessons.
Oh, I know.
And in the grand scheme of things, although it's really sad that she passed, actually that's a gift she's given to you, that she's taught you that lesson, and she will have learned a lesson through that journey herself. It's the soul's progression and journey is fascinating and awesome, and I don't think we appreciate sometimes.
No, we don't. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that lesson. I was and the friendship that I had with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
The memories that we shared. So yeah.
God rest her soul.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And finally, what advice would you give someone who wants to live a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle?
I would say a big one for me is to surround yourself with well-meaning people who've got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To give yourself permission to slow down and be kind to yourself, to ask for help, to speak out.
Yeah.
What else? To find something that you love doing, whether it's cooking, art, reading, traveling, gardening, anything like that. To eat well, good, nourishing food, and a good bedtime routine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as you were talking then, it came to my mind that a lot of those things you do on your new venture with your friend Vanessa, which is the retreats.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that exciting venture.
Yeah. So it was actually something that I'd written in a journal, probably about 5 years, when I first started on this little this journey, that I wanted to be part of, to be doing retreats, but I had no idea how. I thought, you're not even qualified as a therapist yet. How can this happen? But I put that to bed and just left it there in my journal.
And had you forgotten about that?
Ish, sort of, yeah. It was always maybe there a little bit at the back of my mind. And then it was actually before I had burnout, so maybe it had ignited something in me. I went to Cyprus and I was sat on the beach with my best friend, and she's a life coach, and she was just doing the usual, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years, and all that sort of stuff. And I said, you know what? I love helping people. I love being around like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
I love the holiday experience because I organise holidays for the villa
Yeah.
rental that I have. I love that. I get so excited helping them organise the holiday.
Yeah.
I said, so it's something to do with like bespoke holidays. I'd love to do that. Didn't even think of retreats. And then we just carried on chatting and had a lovely day, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward a few months, I got a phone call from Vanessa. Vanessa's done yoga retreats for about 10, 15 years. She's travelled all over the world. But she's always been the yoga teacher on retreat, teaching yoga. And she said to me, how about we join forces and we create our own retreat business? I was like, what? Me? Little old me? You want me to join you? And that was it. Yeah.
Wow.
So we put our dream into action. And
you
we
manifested that in that journey.
Yeah, I know. So we created Firefly Wellness Retreats.
I love that name.
Yeah, and we actually did our first retreat this year in Tuscany, in Italy.
Beautiful.
On a farm. It was amazing. It really was. We've got Bali next year, Cyprus, and there's one loading up, but I don't think I'm allowed to say it yet. So just in case this podcast comes out before, so I won't say it yet. It's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. And so is that in the same year? So you're doing 3 next year?
Yeah, I'm going to do 3 next year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. So we're just finalising everything for Bali. It's literally sold out. We've got 2 spaces left to fill. Yeah.
Well, that's the way for someone to live a healthier, happier, more balanced lifestyle is book on a retreat. They are
absolutely amazing. Yes.
Yeah, because you're just completely disconnected from real life, from the busy, stressful world we're living in. And you can just really connect with people you would never normally meet. I know you were telling me about the Tuscany one, that they were from women from all over the world, different cultures, different languages.
Yeah, there was a lady from Denmark. There was Cyprus, there was Scotland, there was England.
Wow.
There was, it was so nice to meet all these ladies. It was lovely to share the space with them for that week.
Yeah.
It was really, really humbling, really nice to share stories and tools with them and have time out, eat really, really good food.
Yeah.
The food was amazing.
That's so in Tuscany.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I wish you every success, you and Vanessa. I know you're just gonna knock it out of the park. What you both do is amazing, but putting that together, it's just
thank you.
Amazing. And I'm gonna get on one of those retreats one day.
Oh yes, please. That'd be so nice. Yeah, you can come as a guest. Definitely come as a guest. Absolutely. You can be treated and not work.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Switch off. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your story with us. I've loved every minute of chatting to you, and I'm sure our listeners are going to get so much out of it. So thank you so much, Vicky.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
I hope you feel inspired by Vicky's journey. I certainly do. It's okay to take a leap of faith. It's okay to change direction, and it's okay to start on a healing path, whether that's just for yourself or for others. I'm sure you'll join me in thanking Vicky for her time and her honesty today. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. I hope you found the discussion and the tips covered really helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave a rating and a review and share it with your friends and family. Pop along to our website at thefullspectrumcentrelimited.com and join our self-care and wellness newsletter club. You'll receive our free 55-page printable self-care guide and workbook. Well, that's all for this episode, but I really look forward to seeing you next week. Take care and bye for now.